I decided to buy basically the cheapest Chevelle that I could find. And today we're gonna share the story of where this came from and how much I got it for. For as long as I could remember, I have always wanted a Chevelle, particularly 71 and 72 Chevelles, and actually the 71, and only because it has like the little split and the two little marker lights. That has always been one of my favorite GM muscle cars. So when I was a kid, I would draw pictures of this car, read about it in magazines. So I always thought that one day I would get my own. Instead of waiting until like I had lots of money to buy a really nice one that was potentially restored and nearly perfect, I decided to buy basically the cheapest one that I could find. Now the story starts New Year's Eve in 2016. So I had found the Chevelle, I believe on Craigslist. This was when Craigslist was still fairly popular. Over my lunch, I went to go look at the car. Going to do something fun today. I'm going to look at a dream car of mine. So we're going to go look at a muscle car, 71 Chevelle. It could be pretty nasty, but we're going to see what it looks like. So this car was sitting in what I think was a tow lot, and there were a lot of cars back there. So it was parked there, and it was parked with a parts car. And they said that it ran, some of the wiring was messed up under the hood, and they could never actually get it to even turn over. So I used my favorite negotiating technique, which is to just stand there with my arms crossed, not saying anything until somebody else says the first word. Usually what people will do is they'll start negotiating with themselves, and you end up with a better deal. All right, here's the story. I bought it, both of them. So I have to come back tomorrow with a trailer. So I ended up getting this Chevelle and the parts car for $1,800, which seems like a steal. Two Chevelles for under $2,000. And the parts car had no title. It was actually debatable which one was nicer. They had both been wrecked in the same spot in the rear quarter panel. So there wasn't a lot I could do as far as interchanging body panels. So we shook hands, made the deal, and then I came back the next day with a trailer. And since there's two cars, I had to call my dad, get him to bring a trailer as well. Yeah, this is Michael about picking up those Chevelles. I'm going to pick up a trailer, so it's probably going to be about an hour, and then I'll be over in that direction. So, okay, cool. I'll see you in about an hour. Thank you. All right. That's it. That's the other one over there.
Then who's going to drive all of our hot rods? Us. I think Mom's going to try the hot rods. I can't ride in all of them if I don't have my hot rod right now.
Look at that. And we towed them both to my dad's sign shop. I didn't want to have like another junk or potentially two junk vehicles sitting at my house. By the time we unloaded, we were out of daylight, so I couldn't mess with it to see if I could get it running. So I decided to come back the next day and see if I could figure that out. All right, here we go. Got our battery. It fired right up that first time. It's just gotta, that pump's just gotta work the gas into it. Did you hear it hit right away when I?
Oh no.
It fired right up.
Really?
Yeah. It idles.
'91, 25 years ago was when it was license plate.
My next task was to see if it would actually move under its own power, if the trans was good, if any of the stuff underneath worked. So because we ran out of daylight again, I had to come back the next day and get the thing to move. It doesn't have a spring on it.
Alright, now it is. Actually, it doesn't run too bad.
What was dry, the tranny, or?
Well, there's a drip on the end of the stick.
Right down there is the problem. Just leaky transmission lines. That's the problem right there. So I thought it'd be a good idea to cut those lines and put rubber on them. Those are the old transmission lines. Back to the parts store again. I got the tubing for the transmission lines, but I have no way to bend it, so I need to get a tubing bender. You can do it with a wrench, but you'll crimp the lines, and then it won't flow good. All right, got that tubing bender. All right, the lines are all hooked up. We're gonna see if it's gonna start. All right, let's see if it'll move. It's alive. So after all that work, getting the cheapest Chevelle that I could find, I actually ended up selling the parts car for $1,600. So without figuring in the parts and some of the stuff I've done to this, $200 to get my dream muscle car, even though it's the ratty version. So a couple details about this car. It is a very low option inline 6 powerglide car. So it's super slow and has no power. Odometer shows 43,000 miles or somewhere between 40 and 50,000 miles, which I actually believe to be original because besides the rust, things are in fairly good shape on this car where you would normally see those wear points. Now the negative of this car is that it's been wrecked multiple times. The sheet metal's different colors all over. It's got a front end from something else, doors from something else. And to be honest, there's not a single usable panel on the car. If you were to restore this, almost everything on the car would have to be replaced. It's even got a rust hole in the cowl under the windshield, lots of rust holes in the floors, but it looks cool. So that's the Ratty Chevelle story. If you go to our website, BLVCKFLAGD.com, we actually have free Ratty Chevelle stickers that you can get. All we ask is that you subscribe to this channel and we will mail you a Ratty Chevelle sticker free of charge, free shipping. Many of you have been asking about making videos about this car on Instagram. So like I said, I got this car on New Year's Eve of 2016 and I've filmed almost everything I've done with this car since then. So I have a huge backlog of footage. Our next video is actually going to be about how we turboed the inline 6. We're going to talk a little bit about draw-through turbos, which used to be much more popular before fuel injection. Look out for that next Chevelle video. If you dig the Ratty Chevelle or you just love Chevelles in general, we do have Ratty Chevelle t-shirts for sale on the website. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.